morning, everybody. I hope you are all doing really well. Welcome to another vlog. Today we're just gonna get ready together, and yeah, I think today is gonna be a pretty busy day. I've got some edits to do for my confirmation document. I'm doing my PhD confirmation in October. Right now it's August when I'm filming this. And yeah, so basically you have to write like a 40-page document being like, this is what I'm planning on doing for the next 3 years. Here's why we're doing it. Here's how it's important. Here's how much it's gonna cost. All that kind of thing. So yeah, I've been working away on that and doing the edits, and then I'm actually speaking at my first ever conference. I guess when this goes live, I will have done my first 2 conferences actually, but the first one is just like a university-wide conference presenting my research for my honors thesis that I did last year on non-medical insulin use amongst people who use image and performance enhancing drugs. And yeah, that was actually the first paper I ever got published. So yeah, pretty exciting, especially considering like I just never thought I was gonna go down this track of publishing my research and all that kind of stuff. But now we're doing it and it's really exciting. I'm just waiting for my primer to dry as well while we're chatting. So yeah, first conference ever, despite like me like podcasting, vlogging, talking with a camera, like hosting webinars in the past, like teaching courses online, like all this stuff. Public speaking actually makes me really nervous because it's really different to be like in a room of 40, 50, 100 people and have to talk to them about like what you've been doing. So yeah, feeling excited and nervous, I would say. And obviously we're gonna plan outfits for it together because, I mean, when you feel good in your outfit, it just gives you that extra boost of confidence. So yeah, I definitely wanna pick an outfit with intention. And I guess like it is kind of like an exciting thing, like your first ever conference presenting your research that you did, and it was like, it was a lot of work to do that research, let me tell you. So that's really exciting now that I get to talk about it with people and share it and what we found out, and I think it's really interesting. So yeah, that's what we're doing today, working on my confirmation. I have like made the slides for my presentation. For the 2 conferences I'm doing in August, I'm presenting like the same research because I am an early career researcher. I haven't done that much research, so I'm just gonna present the same thing twice to like 2 different audiences. But yeah, I'm gonna practice it probably online on Zoom with my parents, just because I think the more times you do it, the better it's gonna go. So yeah, let's get started on the makeup while we're chatting. And I feel like I'm just drawing a blank. I'm like, what even do I want to do for makeup today? Who knows? I think I'm just gonna go with the good old Merit Minimalist Complexion Perfecting Stick in the shade Sand. You saw me doing the Refi primer. I find it works best to like do the primer, let it dry down a bit, and then I just go in with the stick. And I use it as foundation. You could use it as just concealer. You could use it to be foundation like I like to do. You can use it to do both because obviously I'm going to blend this out. This looks insane, I'm well aware. I just take this brush from Mecca. This is like one of my favorite foundation brushes. I think it's just called their complexion buffing brush. And then I will sort of blend it out like so. So with foundation, like the areas that you want it to stay a little bit more like concentrated, I guess for lack of a better term, I will just kind of stipple it in, like I'm not brushing it like so. And then areas where you just kind of want to blend it out, like the corners of your face, the edges of your face, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'll just kind of blend it like a bit more loosely And then areas where I want it to be more, I guess, fuller coverage, then I will sort of stipple it into the skin like so. And then because this is like a foundation and a concealer in one, like once I've done that, if there's any spots where I feel like this beautiful pimple that just will not go away on my chin, it's crazy, like this thing, it just like erases any spots you've got, which is appreciated. But it's just like, look, where did it go? It's gone. Obviously we're gonna blend that out, but just a bit more lightly. I feel like I'm due to go for skin needling again, but it's just like, when do you find the time? Because it's like, can't talk when I'm doing foundation over my lips. It's like, when do you find the time? Because I mean, it doesn't actually take that long to do it, but then like your skin is red, you don't want to put makeup on the next day. And so it's kind of like, feels like it's a 2-day thing of, I'm like, I just want to hide in my house. And mind you, I am in my house most of the time anyways, but yeah, I don't know. So as always, for my powder, I've been using the Fit Cover Active Mineral Powder Foundation. This is, you could just use this as a foundation. I like to do that in summer when it's a little bit more like, when I just really, it's hot, it's sweaty, it's humid, you just don't want your foundation to budge. But because it's a little bit cooler for us, and I use the shade Activate, which as a foundation, it's a bit dark for me in winter, but as a powder, it's okay. And then yeah, just a little bit on a fluffy brush. You really want to make sure that you get the excess off, because you do not want to look like a powdery cakey mess. But that doesn't really happen with this foundation, I find. Like, you can go pretty like hard with it, even just as a foundation on its own, and I don't find it looks cakey or anything. But yeah, and then so I'll kind of do a little bit extra in the spots of my face that I find get like shinier quick, which is kind of like in the middle, not under the eyes obviously, but that's more just to set that in there. And then I will go with whatever's left with my fluffy brush, give it a good tap. This is from Hourglass apparently. And then just all over everything to kind of just blend and set everything. And I find when you do these things together, like, your makeup is not going anywhere. Like, it is exactly the same at the end of the day as it is at the beginning, which is how I like things, because I'm like a one and done kind of girly. Like, I mean, in terms of makeup, maybe not in terms of other things. It sounded a bit rude. But it's like, just in terms of like doing my makeup or doing my hair, like, I mean, I wash and blow dry my hair like every 3 to 4 days, but in between I'm like, dry shampoo, brush it out, and the curls just last because of all the things that I do to try and make it last. Because I'm like, I'm not gonna curl my hair every single day. Like, nobody has time for that. Or you do, but like, I don't want to do that. There's better things to do in life. And yeah, same with my makeup. I want to put it on, I want it to be done. Same with my, like, they're like DIY lash extensions, so they last for like 7 to 10 days. Same thing, put them on, I'm good for like the week. We don't have to think about it, but then we also don't have to deal with lash appointments or like that in-between stage where your lashes look insane because they're not filled yet, and you don't want to have to lie on a bed for like an hour and a half or whatever it is every few weeks. Like, yeah. So we're using the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand in the shade Medium Deep. I did see that they released the contour wands in like a wider shade range, which had me kind of intrigued. And then just blending this out. Like, a little tip for your contour is like, you almost want to go higher than you think you need to, because you want to like lift the face and not look like you just have a dirty shadow going on. And gonna really blend that out under the chin, because same thing, you just want to look like you have a sculpted jawline and not like you have dirt on your face. And I like to just do a little nose contour as well. And then like so. So what are we gonna do for blush today? That's a good question. I think we're just gonna go with like the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin. I think these are called like the Flush Bomb or something like that, in the shade Spice Latte, which is like a really beautiful like terracotta bronze. And like this is so pigmented, you really do not need a lot. Like you saw how light I tapped my brush just then, and then you see the color pay off. And then you just want to like super blend this out, and this blush is actually quite blurring, which is nice as well, because sometimes like shimmery blushes, you don't want to accentuate skin texture on your cheek all the time, especially if you have like acne scarring or something like I do. It's pretty faded by now. I mean, you can kind of see, but yeah, sometimes like a shimmery blush can kind of just accentuate that in ways that you don't want. And I think for highlight, we're gonna just do the Beauty Light Wand in the shade Gold, which is nice if you also have like a warm, like a warmer undertone, like, or if you know your color analysis, if you're like a warm or cool. I am a warm because I'm a dark autumn. And so yeah, sometimes that can be a little bit more harmonious than the other Spotlight wand, but I use both of them, to be fair. But I think like in color analysis I'm warm, but then like my actual skin undertone is neutral, so sometimes you can get away with both. And then for bronzer, just using the Bonfire. I feel weird telling you guys about this because it's discontinued, but it's my absolute favorite blush and bronzer like palette. And I bought like, no word of a lie, like 5 of them when I realized they were discontinued, and they last quite a while, so I'm gonna just be using it until I cannot anymore. And I just go over, I use like, also like to get your makeup to last longer, if I use any kind of cream powder, I'm gonna go on top with another like powder version of it to set it, because that just makes sure that stuff doesn't slide around. If you have drier skin, you might not need to do that, but my skin is on the oilier side, so I just like to lock that shit in. And also I live in like a warm place, so yeah, I just don't want my makeup to be sliding all over my face, even though it is winter right now, but old habits die hard. So the blush that comes in this is like a really pretty pinky peachy kind of corally. Sometimes I'll just put that over top just for a little bit extra glow. And last but not least, you've seen me use this lots of the times, the Benefit highlighter in the shade Tickle. And sometimes I'll just pat it over top of the cream highlight, and then I want to do like the high points of the face, a little bit on the nose, top of the lip, and yeah. And then for eyes, we're gonna do, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Palette in the shade Fire Rose. Really nice if you are also a dark autumn. You can see she has been well loved because, yeah, I don't think I can talk and do this at the same time. But I do love the Charlotte Tilbury like quad palettes because like they really do just make your life so easy, because I feel like sometimes a lot of the time with like a quad there's always shades that you don't use. Not with these, you're gonna want to use every shade, and there is like a method to the madness. Like there is like an all over lid shade, and then there's like a kind of like eye defining shade, and then what is going on here? And then there is, I'm just gonna blend that. That's looking a little bit crazy. And then there is like it's really hard to talk and do your eyeshadow at the same time. Is that looking? Yeah, that's okay. And it just makes it so you can really do so many looks with it. And then I like to just take, like, this is a eyeliner brush, I think, but I'll take like the smoke shade, like that darker one, and I'll just like so lightly go underneath the outer corner of my lash line. And I think I don't bring it all the way under, because then I find that closes your eyes up a little bit. Depends on your eye shape and all that, but that's just what I found. And then obviously you use like the inner highlight shade to bring that dimension back in. And yeah, that's what the lids are looking like. And I just find that when you do that tiny little bit of a smoke, it's like, it's so subtle, but it just makes your eyes really pop without looking like you've done like a really intense smoky eye, in my opinion. Yeah, and then, oh, I forgot to tell you, this is the Kat Von D, oh my gosh, tattoo liner. I like the chocolate brown shade, because I feel like sometimes it's a little bit softer than like the black. I like the black too though, don't get me wrong. Yeah, so I think that is the look for the day. Obviously we're gonna set it with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Oh, I haven't done my lips yet. I always blot the lip gloss that I was wearing last night. And then, I mean, you can tell how much I've used this eyeliner, lip liner. This is the Lip Cheat from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Hot Gossip. And then if you also have like a skin tone similar to mine, Hot Gossip is just like your perfect, like a little bit darker than a nudie, and a nude. And I find it's just really good, especially if you want to go in with like a bit more of a nude lip, to help just make sure you have that definition like underneath it, so it doesn't just like fade into your face. And then the lipstick we are using is from Hourglass in the shade Peony. And then because I like just a little bit more of a shine finish, we use the Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Lip Bath in, I think this is Pillow Talk. There we go. And I put some dry shampoo in my hair before I started doing my makeup. And with dry shampoo, like, you don't want to brush it out straight away, because then it stops it from doing its dry shampooing. And then you want to brush it out after it's sat in there for a couple minutes. And I really need to do my roots, but that will have to wait. And then, yeah, I mean, these are still the same curls that I did 3 days ago now, 3 days, yeah. And maybe we can do like a hair routine thing, so I can sort of show you how I get it to last for this long. Because yeah, this will last me till tomorrow is hair wash day, because I'm gonna go horseback riding, and after that, like, hat hair, helmet hair is not really the vibe. But yeah, that is the makeup look for the day done. Just easy breezy, kind of glowy, natural makeup. I wouldn't say this is a natural makeup look, but it's like, yeah, just like a glowy day-to-day makeup routine. You know what? I feel like I always laugh really hard when people on YouTube are like, oh, I'm just doing a no makeup look, and then they use like all the same amount of products as like I do, and I'm like, you don't have to sell people on the fact that you're like not wearing makeup to look pretty. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to wear makeup, and like if you like it and you like want, if that's what makes you feel good, like go for it. I feel like it's like a weird beauty standard thing where like, I mean, I feel like it's quite like patriarchal, isn't it? Just to like feel like, oh yeah, I just am naturally beautiful and I'm not wearing any makeup, and I just want to make sure that you know that. Even though like there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup. If you like wearing makeup, great, wear it. If you don't like wearing makeup, don't wear it. But I think it's just really strange when people are like, oh, I'm just doing a no makeup look because it sounds like you're doing less. But in reality, I watch some of the routines and I'm like, girl, you are taking longer than I do. Like, if I'm not talking to you, I can do that whole thing in like 8 minutes. And yeah, I just think it's interesting, isn't it? Like how I feel like as society, like watching the beauty trends change, like I feel like 2016, 2017 era, it was really about like that intense like Kardashian contour and like the matte lips and the insane blinding highlight, and it was like a 20-step contour routine and it was crazy. And now like we've gone so far the opposite direction where everyone's like, oh yeah, I want to do like a no makeup look, but they're actually like using just as many products and taking just as much time as it would to do like, I don't know, I would call this like an everyday like glowy makeup. Like it's not, I don't know. That's just something I think is interesting, because I'm like, guys, there's no shame. If you want to wear makeup, just wear makeup. If you want to not wear makeup, also you don't have to wear makeup. I just find it really strange sometimes when people like want to announce it. They're like, this is a no makeup makeup. And I'm like, but you're still wearing makeup. Like, why can you not just say that you like want to put your best face forward, best foot forward? You just want to feel your best that day? I don't know. I guess everybody's reasons for wearing makeup are different. And I guess I've always been like, I just love playing with makeup. It's just like another thing to be creative with. It's like face painting for adults. Like, it's just such a little thing that makes you feel like put together and like ready to go meet the world. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's also weird how people spend so much time like telling people that they're wearing no makeup and it's just makeup? Like, at the end of the day, we're all just putting stuff on our face because we like it? Like, I don't know. Let me know below what you think. And I thought we could get dressed together. Normally I do these like get ready with me videos over on TikTok. I'm at Kim Akrig over there if you want to follow along, but I thought, why not do it on here for today? So you have seen this dress before. This is the floral print broderie cotton shirt dress, and I'll link it below if you want to shop it yourself. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, you can tell me what you think about this, because this is the confusing thing, being someone who is creating content, who lives in Australia, which is the Southern Hemisphere, who was born in North America, the Northern Hemisphere, and I am very confused about seasons now, because maybe you already know this, but when I first moved here, I didn't realize that Australia has the complete opposite seasons to the Northern Hemisphere. Like, December is our peak summer here, and obviously that's like Christmas time, midwinter in the Northern Hemisphere. So that makes it really confusing to try and create like style content, because I don't know, do you want to see what I'm wearing for the actual season? Or I figure like a lot of my audience is based in North America, so like, do you want to see things that are right for your season? I don't know. Let me know below, because this is something I've been really like thinking about, because I guess there's a little bit of crossover where it's like our spring is your autumn, so some of the things might sort of go together, but after wearing like autumn winter clothes all winter, I'm like kind of ready for like a little bit more of a summery vibe. But then at the same time here, it's like our morning and evening will be quite cold, like it'll get down to like 7 to 10 degrees. But then in the middle of the day, if you're sitting in the sun, it could be like 26 degrees, so you're having to dress for like two completely different seasons at the same time, which is, yeah, it's a thing. So I don't know. Let me know what you think below. What do you want to see? Do you want to see like me talking about the actual season that I'm in, which is maybe like the minority of the people who are in the audience? Or do you want to hear about, yeah, I don't know. Let me know below. But anyways, I'm going to be wearing this really cute shirt dress today. So let's put it on. I will do that off camera because you don't need to see that. Quickly before I do that, I had to show you these pajamas. These are from one of my absolute favorite pajama brands. They have pockets in the shorts. And I just think they're like the cutest little gardening pajamas, garden vine little pajamas ever. And yeah, I am in my cute pajama era. I love a pair of cute pajamas. I mean, you could almost wear this outside, or like you could wear it as lounge wear. I really love like this just straight across detailing and like the square neckline, and you do have like a bit of like a smocking detail at the back here, so it's super comfortable. They're 100% cotton. The shorts have this little like draw waist detail, and the pockets are like, I'm like, why do you need pajama pockets? You just need them. We're a girl. We're a girl. We're girls. We need pockets. So yeah, I love these pajamas so much. I just think I love sleeping, like, and when you can make it into like a really cute, like special ritual, I think it just really elevates the experience. And yeah, I don't know, to me having like nice pajamas, it's just like the ultimate luxury. It's like such a little thing, but it makes you feel good. And yeah, this set is just a dream come true. I'm pretty sure this brand is based in the Gold Coast as well, but they don't have a store. You just buy from them online. So yeah, these are my pajamas. I just had to show you because I am completely obsessed with them. All right, the dress is on. Just gonna tie the little bow at the waist. This is such a cute, like a perfect dress for spring in my opinion, because like if it's a little bit cold still, you have the long sleeves, but so I mean you could even put like a base layer under here if you wanted to. I think, how's that looking for the bow? I think I'm gonna do like a rolled up sleeve with it today, which is like my favorite way to make a shirt dress sort of look a little bit more casual, is just, yeah, to roll up the sleeves. And yeah, that is the look. I'm probably gonna keep my little fuzzy slippers on because it still is a little bit fresh right now, and I'm just gonna be sitting at my desk, so nobody's gonna see my feet even if I am on a Teams meeting. So yeah, just keeping it real. But yeah, let's crack on with the day. And I almost forgot, my fragrance of the day is Jo Malone's English Pear and Sweet Pea. This is one of my absolute favorites from Jo Malone. Like, it feels fresh, it feels like the countryside, it feels feminine but not overly floral. And I mean, I just love sweet peas, and it just feels like the ultimate fragrance for spring. I also wore this to my graduation, so I feel like it's a bit of a special one.
So cute, you are.
Welcome back. So I think I left you yesterday morning and then I didn't pick up the camera again, and I'm sorry for that. But I got some good work done on the writing that I needed to do and like the revisions, so that's good. And then I had my writing lesson, and it actually went really well. I was writing Frank, and Frank has opinions about things. And I think like because he is like a school horse, sometimes he maybe doesn't love it when there's like a lot of beginner riders on him, and they're kind of like unbalanced and like pulling and going here, there, and everywhere. And then when I got on him, he kind of was like, nope, don't want to do anything, like ears pinned, typical, was like didn't even want to like walk around on the track, or like when I would ask for a trot, he was like, absolutely not. And I was like, come on, let's just try it. And I think sometimes it's like when you're on a horse that's just like really easy to do everything with, I think like, yes, it's good because you can work on like other things that like kind of fine tuning maybe what you're doing or like refining certain things. But then when you're on a horse where it's like, maybe they're not being like the easiest, I think it's really good because it's like a good learning experience. Like you learn more from when things don't go right. And if it's just always perfect and smooth sailing, then I think it doesn't make you a good rider, right? Like it's like smooth seas never made for a skilled sailor. Like a perfect ride every time doesn't make for a good rider. So I think it was good. And it was just funny how like he protested so much at the beginning of the lesson, and then once we got into it, he was like, he did really good. Frank, sometimes we did like some pole exercises, and Frank like notoriously struggles to remember to pick up his feet when you do pole exercises, and it just sounds like a xylophone in there with every horse being like dunk 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 as they're like going around doing the things. But I think it's really good. Like it's good for them to learn to pick up their feet, engages their core, builds their top line, like all the things that you want to do. Anyways, some things came in the mail, and I thought we could unbox them together. I think I know what this is. I saw that can I get into this? I saw that Armani Beauty was having, was it Armani Beauty? I'm pretty sure it was having a 2-for-1 like lip product sale, and I've been really wanting to try their lip gloss. It's called the Prismaglass Amber Shine, and the colors they had looked really nice. So I got the shades. Well, I think on the website the shades have different names, but this is 06 on the bottom of the thing. I think it might be called something different on the website, because I remember looking at the shade names on there, and oh yeah, it's okay, it's on the top. So 06 is also called, oh my gosh, Amber Shine. And then I also got 03, which is Honey Gleam, which sounded promising. Yeah, I mean, it looks much more pink in the tube, but I mean, I do already have gloss on, but let's just go with the darker one, because then we'll be able to see how it looks. That has a really nice, doesn't have a smell. It has a really nice texture. Like it almost feels like a bit like a lip oil. It's definitely like not as pigmented as it looks in the tube. I think you could, what is that hair doing? All those little baby hairs. I think you could, oops. Yeah, it is buildable. So yeah, I think that's nice. Excited to try the other one later, but obviously you can only wear one lip gloss at a time. But yeah, I think these shades are gonna be cute, especially with like a good lip liner or something. I really like that. I feel like it's like a little bit of a, I think sometimes like as, I don't know if this is just being like a dark autumn or it's just like my particular like shade range or whatever. Sometimes I find like with so many lip glosses, I'm like, they're either like too light or too cool or too pink or too whatever, but I feel like that's nice. Like, I think it's hard to find one that, being like a neutral undertone, I think things can sometimes pull like a bit pinky, and like when things are too pink on me, it doesn't look good. It's not a vibe, especially with like red hair. So I'm always looking for like those sort of like your lips but better kind of shades, or more like terracotta shades, or that kind of thing. So yes, that was a good find. And next is an order from iHerb. I have been impatiently awaiting this for so long. So long, it's been like, what, a week? But, and I do have a code for iHerb which gives you 10% off, so that is linked in the description box below. So if you know me, you know I love tea. And I think sometimes, apparently, North America gets like way better tea options. Because here I think, like in Australia, we have tea options, but they're kind of just like your stock standard, like lemon and ginger, whatever. Like I remember when I used to live in Toronto, me and my friend used to constantly go on tea dates to David's Tea, and like the flavors they have, you're like, this sounds like a candy or a dessert. And we would like get our tea and walk around the city and like go and look in all the stores on Queen Street, and it was just a good time. And I just find that the tea flavor options here are not quite the same. I don't know, is it like a North American thing where you want to make everything into a dessert? Is it just, I mean, like, I guess, I don't know what the equivalent here would be, like tea too, but it's not like a tea bar where you would like go in and get a hot or iced tea, because you could get both. Like, I really miss David's Tea. And especially lately, I don't know what's been going on, but I not have gone off coffee, but I'm not like craving it. I'm having like maybe one, maybe two coffees a day, but not like super strong, like espresso based coffees, like just whatever in the coffee pod. In my mind, that's not a real coffee. I don't know why. I don't think it's as strong as like an espresso based coffee that you get from a coffee shop. Like it feels a little bit more mild. And then I've also been having like the before you speak, like sachet coffees. I'll usually have one of those a day, and then I'll maybe have like a second like pod coffee, but not every day. And to put it in perspective, last year when I was finishing my psych undergrad, I was having like sometimes 3 coffees a day, and then like an energy drink as well. And I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of my behavior, but sometimes in life you just gotta do what you gotta do. And I was like, this isn't forever. It's just 4 years of my life. It definitely didn't start that way. It would be like at the beginning of the year, you'd have like 1 coffee a day, and then as the semester would go on, you'd have more coffees, and then the coffees weren't doing anything, and then I'd sometimes have like pre-workout just to like make me feel alive, but that's not the case. And I think it's probably good for my nervous system. I think it's probably good for my cortisol levels. Like, I actually really like just having like a coffee in the morning and then a matcha after lunch, which I do know has caffeine in it, but it just feels like the way that it releases is not like a up and then crash. It's more just a slow, steady burn, and it tastes really good. So I thought also this just sounded really good to me. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't sound yummy. Like a vanilla bean macaron tea. I love a macaron and I love tea. So I'm excited for this. I'm hoping it's going to be good. We can have a taste test together. And then this one is like for a pumpkin spice girly at heart. The pumpkin spice chai. That sounds really yummy as well. And also, this is a very a niche thing to want, but I kept seeing all these like American TikTokers talking about like moisturizers or like body moisturizers to layer with perfume that like went really well together, and they kept talking about this one. It's the EOS 24 moisture body lotion in vanilla cashmere. And this was supposed to be a really nice option, but it was one, impossible to find in Australia, and two, if I found it on Amazon, then to ship it here was going to be $50, and I was just like, I don't want it that much. I think on iHerb, obviously iHerb has like their flat rate shipping amounts, like depending how much you spend, and I think it was like 20 something dollars, which sounds like what it should be in, oh my god, in the store. So let's see, is it going to come out? Oh my god. Oh. Ooh, that smells really nice. That is like a really yummy, like sweet vanilla. It smells kind of like vanilla buttercream. Like if you want to smell like a snack, this is gonna do it for you. Oh, and it feels really nice too. Oops, I put it on my watch. I guess we're just gonna moisturize my forearms. Oh, that smells really yummy. That smells like, I might be butchering it with the brand, but like, this is like going back to when I was like 17 or 18 years old. I think the brand was like Cake Beauty. They did like a shimmering body powder that was scented, and it smelled like this. And it was also edible too, which like, I don't know. What was like that stage of makeup where like they were making like edible makeup products? Like, I don't know about that. It's questionable. And like, you know what? I would like to keep my food and my beauty products separate. That smells really nice though. I wonder if it like is gonna last, the smell, or... Yeah, that literally smells like a vanilla buttercream, like you smell like a snack, but it has kind of like faded a little bit. Oh, I just stuck my hand in my lip gloss. Yum. Yeah, so it is very lightweight. I would say the fragrance notes they say on here are vanilla, whipped vanilla, soft musk, and cozy caramel, and it is absolutely giving that. Oh, and on the bottle, they're like, apply liberally, and then for an enhanced experience, layer this body lotion with your favorite fragrance. Most of my favorite fragrances are like vanilla based, so I think that's going to be really nice. I like it. It's not overpowering. It's not going to be like offensive, or like, it's not like a sickly sweet vanilla. Like, it definitely is very gourmand. But yeah, if you also like kind of gourmand fragrances, or you like a vanilla based scent, I think this would be really nice to layer with. So yeah, I'm excited to give that a go. And this has been the most random iHerb haul ever. So we have some homeopathic remedies. 30C arnica, amazing for bruises, sore muscles, like anything like that. It's actually really good for jet lag as well. If you are new to homeopathy, like, oh my god, it's gonna blow your mind. So homeopathy is basically like energetic medicine. Like, everything has a frequency. You also have a frequency, and so the way that homeopathics work is by stimulating your vital force so that your body can heal itself, basically. So it's like helping create the conditions for your body to do what it needs to do. And it works in the way that it's like there is no active ingredient in it. So like arnica montana, I'm pretty sure it's a plant. There is no actual active arnica in it. It's like they take a small amount of it and they dilute it and they succuss it and they do all these things to it. And so basically you're getting like the energetic imprint of the plant. And if this sounds really woo, well, the woo, what do we do when like the typical stuff doesn't work? You turn to the woo. So, but homeopathy is actually like an ancient form of like medicine and is incredibly effective. You can do a little bit more of a deep dive if you want to, but it's really amazing for like, one, it treats like physical ailments, like if you have like a cold or like sore muscles, or like I would take this on an airplane with me. But it also works really good for like emotional things, because often like stuck emotions are often at the root of like a lot of our chronic issues, which is something I saw all the time as a hypnotherapist. it's really interesting the way the body works. And if you want to learn a little bit more, like reading books like The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton or The Body Keeps the Score is incredible. And I have found, like, I have done a lot of different healing modalities, like just so many. It's like insane sometimes when I think about it. And homeopathy like got at things that I didn't even know were issues. Like, it just almost brought those things to the surface and made me like aware of those patterns, and then I was able to shift them really easily, and then my whole entire life changed. And I guess, yeah, I'm just like a huge fan. And also the best thing about homeopathy is it like works on the law of similars. So it's like basically, say you have like an active substance like aconite, which is wolf's bane, which is a poison. It gives you like anxiety, a fever, like that kind of thing. It's like, well, those things that it would give you in an active dose is like what it will help you heal, if that makes sense. So it's like, that's what they mean when they say the law of similars. But you can do your own research and start figuring things out pretty well with like the guides on the internet and stuff for treating like acute ailments. Like if you have a cold or anything like that, you can sort of like DIY it. But if you do have like bigger, deeper issues, like any chronic health issues, like any emotional patterns or like that kind of thing that are a little bit like longer, like say maybe longer than like a few months, you're definitely best working with an actual qualified homeopath, and most of them will see you online, and then you can either like buy the remedies yourself or they can ship them to you or whatever. So you really can find someone that like you feel aligned with, because yeah, it's interesting. They take like your case as like they look at the whole person instead of being like, what is the like one little thing that you're trying to fix. So it's actually a really interesting thing to have, like, to talk to someone and they ask you like all these crazy questions about like, oh, is there any times of day that you like this more or you like this less, or what happened when you were a kid, or like just all sorts of questions. It's really interesting. So yeah, I think everyone can benefit from homeopathy. And it is a really valuable tool to have, because the best thing about homeopathy is like it's never going to hurt you. Like if you take the wrong remedy, and by the wrong remedy I mean like one that is not matched to the picture of like what you're trying to work on, nothing happens. And so I think also that sometimes where you hear some people being like, homeopathy doesn't work because I had blah 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 and it didn't work for me, it's like, okay, well maybe you weren't taking the right remedy, because when you take the right remedy, my God, like you will know it is working. It's crazy. Like I don't get sick very often anymore, but like when I do, I just start treating it with like the right homeopathics, and that thing goes away like so quickly. And yeah, it really is truly, I think, the medicine of the future, which is weird to say because it's like quite ancient. And also what is really interesting is if you look into a little bit about like pharma and the Rockefellers and how they wanted to do that whole thing. It's like the Rockefellers family had their own homeopaths. The Queen, when she was alive, had her own homeopath. Like people who know, they know. And the Rockefellers like wanted to put their like form of medicine forward because they could make more money off of that. Because the other amazing thing about homeopathic remedies is they are like cheap as chips. Like I think this was like what, $15, and this will last me for months, if not a year. So yeah, if you feel like doing a deep dive, it's really, really interesting, because homeopathic hospitals used to be like all across the States and like Europe and stuff. And then the way the Rockefellers did things, they wanted to like shut those down and like silence it, because at the end of the day, homeopathy is probably not massively profitable in comparison to pharma. And I'm like, am I gonna get taken off YouTube for talking about this? I don't know. Anyways, you can do your own research. It's really, really interesting. And I think if you're skeptical, like, I think healthy skepticism is not a bad thing. I think also being willing to be like, just because I don't understand how something works doesn't mean that it's not real. So yeah, on that note, that's what I got from iHerb. Obviously, you can purchase like these individual remedies on iHerb, and if you're new to learning about homeopathy, I would say you can just grab like a first aid kit that's going to have so many remedies in it. That kit will last you for literally years. Like the one that I got, I bought it in 2021, and it's still going strong. Like there's certain remedies where like I end up using them more, like the ones for anxiety or like that kind of thing. So I go through those, but you can just replace it by like buying like a little individual tube, and yeah, off you go. And then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if you do end up getting like a first aid kit, like they usually come with a little booklet, and then you can just read up on it. And like I'm so obsessed with learning that like when I find something I like, you know that I'm gonna do a deep dive to learn everything about it. And so yeah, like after a while you do start to understand like, oh, this remedy is for this, like just from the repetition of like looking at the symptoms and that kind of thing. And also the internet is so helpful. I would not use ChatGPT for this because it's not always correct. I would definitely go and just have a quick look, be like, blah, 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 symptoms, homeopathy, and see what you get. And then I would like read through. Oh my God, I've waffled on for 18 minutes. I would read through that, and then I would, like, they'll describe the picture of the symptoms. You want to get the closest symptom match to what you're experiencing in the present moment. It's not like what you had yesterday. It's not what you had a week ago. It's like how you feel exactly right now. And you can't really take it ahead of time. Like, it's not like a preventative thing. Like, there is like homeopathic prophylaxis, which is kind of like a homeopathic version of vaccination. That's a whole other different thing. Generally speaking, they say treat the symptoms that you currently have. So yeah, super interesting. And iHerb is where I get all of my homeopathic remedies, because in Australia, it like when you go to the store, so homeopathic remedies come in different dosages. And generally speaking, like I'm just going to mainly speak to like if you have a chronic issue, because otherwise if it's anything else, I think you should go speak with an actual homeopath. But like, so you'll see little number on there, it says 30C, and 30C is generally a good stock standard potency for dealing with any chronic issues. It deals more with the physical body, but it also comes in like 200C or like 1 million or whatever. And what we get in the stores in Australia is typically 6C, which is not very, like, you can take it, it'll still do stuff for you, but I personally prefer working with like a 30C potency for like any chronic issues I've got going on. And yeah, and if you're gonna be like, is it just placebo? No. And we can prove this really well because it works on babies who have no idea what they are taking. It works on animals, no idea what they are taking. It works on plants. They obviously don't know what you're giving them. And in my real life, like my ex-boyfriend, he would have like whatever issue, like whether it was a cold or a headache or whatever, and I would give him the remedies in just a little plastic bag. I would like dole it out to him and give them to him, and it would make him better. He had no idea what he was taking. So yeah, I think there's always going to be people that are like, it's not real, but I'm just like, well, they can say what they want to say, and I know that I recover from any sickness, any ailments, sore muscles, emotional pain, anxiety, whatever. I recover from it much quicker than I do without homeopathy. And like I was so, when I first started learning about it, I got so obsessed that I was like, should I train to be a homeopath? Like this is life-changing. Like this is like, when I say life-changing, I do not use that word lightly. I'm like, this literally has changed my entire life. The way I feel, the way I relate to people, like the patterns I've noticed, the insights I've gotten about like certain things I was doing that are not really working for me, that I wanted to change in myself, that I never felt like I could change. Like, I think everyone knows, like, when you sort of, like, bump up against those limitations in your personality, or, like, those parameters where you're like, oh, I could never do that, and then you start taking the right remedy, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's like, of course I'll do that thing. It's not hard at all. I'm not scared. So, yeah, definitely worth checking out and looking into if you feel called to do it. And I think with everything else I have going on, like getting a PhD and all the other things I'm doing, I probably will not become a homeopath anytime soon, but I don't know, like if my friends have things or little issues or whatever, I'll be like, oh, maybe you should try XYZ, or I don't know. I don't like being that person that is, I don't like giving advice to people because I don't think it's really helpful generally, like unless people explicitly ask me for my advice. I think unsolicited advice is just a waste of time because like, I think generally people don't want to be I don't know, like, I don't like people trying to tell me what to do, because it's like they don't understand the whole, like, everything that's going on with the situation. And I know they're trying to be helpful and stuff, but sometimes you're just like, maybe I just need someone to listen to what I'm talking about. I don't need them to fix it for me. So that's a whole other thing in itself. I'm like, maybe this is also the, like, being a psychologist training and that kind of thing. It's like, you're not there to give advice. You're there to listen. You're there to reflect. You're provide insight, like all that kind of thing. It's not my job to be like, you should do blah, 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 because that really puts you in a weird position of me assuming what other people should do, which I really don't think I know what other people should do. I can tell you what I would do. I can tell you suggestions if you ask for them, but I just don't think it's ever really helpful telling other people what to do, and also like hold. I got this white linen midi skirt, and I thought we could style it up together 3 different ways, just to sort of show like how versatile like a piece like this can be in your wardrobe. Like, this is like a foundational piece. So let's get her on. First, I've styled her with this white sleeveless collared shirt. It sort of almost gives like a dress look when you style it with the white and the white together, which I actually really like. And I've cinched it in with this little tan leather belt with the gold detailing, which I just really think tan and white together really looks so summery, and I really love it. And as you can see, the full look. It is a midi length, but because of my height, it's kind of more of like a mid-axi length, but I actually really like that. Next, I have paired it with this blue and white Ralph Lauren button down, and I've rolled the sleeves up because I just think it adds, it's like a nice styling detail when you roll the sleeves up, because you can see if you're wearing like a watch or any other jewelry. And also, especially if you're petite like me, having like your wrists and your ankles out, the Victorians would be scandalized. It kind of creates a bit, it stops things from overwhelming you. Like, it sort of helps bring things a little bit into, not perspective, but like into scale. And I've also teamed it with a little bit of a skinnier belt, just to mix it up a little bit and to break up the look a little bit in tan again. But you absolutely could go for black accessories with this. I just like the sort of softness that tan accessories bring to like the kind of classic colors. And honestly, like when it comes to classic dressing or like pieces that are going to just absolutely be a workhorse in your wardrobe, you really can't go beyond like a blue and white Oxford shirt and like a white linen skirt. Like, I feel like you could wear this to work, you could wear this to brunch, you could wear this running errands and looking super chic at the same time, but feeling comfortable and put together as well. So we've got one more, and I'll show you that one next. Last but not least, you cannot go past a classic black waistcoat that is just going to nip you in, provide a little bit of contrast, and of course black and white always go together really nicely. Yeah, this waistcoat has, I think this will be the 3rd summer that I've had this, and yeah, I mean, she just goes with everything. She's easy to wear. Yeah, a classic black waistcoat is just going to be a workhorse in your wardrobe. I know you could sort of see it as being a little bit trend-based, because it feels like they really hit the market a few years ago and they just were everywhere. But the thing is with tailoring, I think it's never gonna go out. Like, you're gonna be able to wear a piece like this over and over and over again. Like, you could even wear it with like black tailored trousers and like a black blazer over it if you wanted to do like a 3-piece suit, like some black linen trousers. This is a linen material. Some black linen trousers would look amazing with this. So yeah, I hope that gives you some ideas of how you could style one skirt many different ways, which I think it's always like, I always want pieces that I'm going to be able to wear them in lots of different ways, and I'm not going to get tired of them. Like, they're just classic pieces that are not really based on trends, that are not in trendy colors, that are in colors that suit me, that fit me well, that are made of nice materials. And like, the thing is like, good basics don't have to be super expensive. Like, a lot of the time, if I want like a Ralph Lauren shirt, I just go on eBay and I see what I can find, and that way it's like you don't have to compromise on like quality for price point. Because the thing that's crazy is, I was in Zara the other day and I was looking at blazers, and I found like a really cute plaid blazer, and I like look at it, and of course like it's like Zara quality, which is not to say it's bad. Like, I think Zara can actually have some pieces that are like well made and they feel nice, or they're made out of good materials that I like cotton or natural fibers. But I went on eBay and I found like a pre-loved Ralph Lauren blazer for exactly the same price, and obviously like the Ralph Lauren one at regular retail price was probably like 4 to 5 times the price, and the quality reflects it. And so it's like, okay, say you're looking for like a classic piece, buying pre-loved is such like a good way of like, yes, of course it's not going to be like the same price as like H&M or Shein or wherever else, like any of the fast fashion brands. But at the same time, like, I just think if you're going to spend your money once on like the best quality that you can afford, basically. Like, obviously that's going to be different for everyone, and I'm like, you're going to have it in your wardrobe for so much longer. The fit is like, the difference in the fit like is going to be insane. The quality of the materials, like everything about it, and it's like you've literally spent exactly the same amount of money. And to me that just makes so much more sense, because I'm like, of course, like, I want, when you're investing in quality pieces that are classic and they're going to last and they're not based on trends, of course, you, like, in my mind, this is just my ethos, and like, you want to get the nicest thing that you can afford. So it's like, are you going to go to like the high street and get like something from Zara? Because it was like, I was comparing 2 plaid blazers. Like, it was a plaid blazer at Zara, it was a plaid Ralph Lauren blazer online. The Ralph Lauren one, the fit is amazing. Like, it's made out of wool. It's a really beautiful fabric. Like, you can tell it's going to last if you take care of it. So to me, yeah, it just makes sense. Like, it's just a smart investment. If you're going to spend the money anyways, you might as well spend it on something that's going to last, and you're not going to get tired of it and like be over it by next season, or you're like not going to want to wear it again or whatever. So yeah, hope that gives you some ideas about how you could style a few of these pieces multiple different ways.